Okay, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this show. I'm Ritu Jolly coming to you live from the IIHM Kolkata studio, and we have a very special young lady with us here today. We have Miss Devidyuti Ghosh, who's the Director of Rooms at JW Marriott Kolkata. Welcome to this show, Devi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here. And I can't wait to have an interaction with all the young budding hoteliers that IIHM is nurturing. So thank you.
Lovely. Devi, you graduated from hospitality school in the year 2008. And if I'm correct, you started your journey with the Taj. You joined there as a management trainee in 2008. Share a little about your journey with us. It's been a very interesting journey and you've done splendidly well.
Yes, Ritu, you've seen me literally grow up the ladder for a few notches at one point, but I can really share where it started. My choice of hotel management was actually my own in my family, and I come from a family of lawyers, and hotels always fascinated me because I felt it would give me an identity of my own. You know, it's a great blend of being professional at the same time, being out there and having a brand for yourself, because you become the face, so to speak. So I joined the industry with such aspirations, and in the third year, there were a lot of brands that came to the college campus. I am from IIHM Calcutta. We had WMI, we had, the ITC Welcome Group, we had the OCLD, the Oberoi Group, we had TMTP, Taj Management Training Program, and we did not have a Marriott program at that point. So as luck would have it, I chose Taj Management Training Program, and I can clearly say what really made me take that decision was when I was standing in the Crystal Ballroom in the Taj Mahal Palace and Taj, and I was blown away with the grace that property came with. And that is when I decided that, this will be the first brand I work for, no matter what. And that day led me to a journey of 6 years with Taj. So that's how it all started.
Lovely, lovely. And I've seen you as a very committed professional. What is your secret? What has made you succeed? You've climbed the ladder. Yes, your journey has not been very long, really. And, what has helped you succeed, you feel? What has been your secret of success?
Sure. Ritu, for me, I would say this, that, the first thing I managed to come to terms with is that any myth that the industry comes with is something you have to bust on your own. You first have to believe that you can do it. You have to come out of the barriers of, gender. You have to come out of the barriers of, the so-called work-life balance issue. And you have to find a solution. And I'll be very honest, what it took me was just dedication, a zeal to know more and do better and take on more responsibilities. And at the same time, be aware that it was a choice I always made consciously. And I am very, very happy to say that I've been able to actually balance it out. It's work-life balance is a perception. It's something you create. It's something you make happen. And the moment I was able to make it happen, I managed to handle both family and work. So that's what made me go forward. Plus that constant zeal to do better than what I was yesterday made that difference. And it did not matter what role I was performing at that point. What I learned from my mentors was to look beyond the role, to look 2 steps ahead. And that I will credit my seniors at that point for helping me hone that skill.
Fantastic. Going back to your college days, how did you prepare yourself for a management training position? And what advice would you have for these students, for the youngsters today who all aspire to become management trainees?
My advice to every student out there to be able to crack a management training program is two things. One is academics do play a large role. It shows a certain amount of sincerity and ability to grasp what the product is. The second piece is to be well aware of your surroundings. The last thing that a brand wants is the lack of awareness of what's happening around you. And it's very important, you're aware of current affairs, you're aware of the global scenario, you know what you're speaking. That shows that you have made that effort to update yourself. These are the two things. So one, I would definitely say focus on the marks, focus on the numbers, because the first thing you need to do is get your basics right. That means product knowledge, most importantly. The second piece is to upgrade yourself beyond the books. We've been very lucky. I think IIHM students are very lucky. They have a faculty which is extremely encouraging, young, engaged, and constantly inspires them with state of the art facilities. Back in the day, we did not have this. We had purely academics to be focused on, and all we could bank on were newspapers and televisions and our own zeal to know. But in today's time, given the fact that they're so well equipped, it is a given which is expected. So, but that definitely stands out. If you're able to hold a conversation in the interview and have a good backing of the last 3 years of efforts, you should be through.
Absolutely. I mean, even after you passed out, we were having a discussion a while back, and you said it's so important to keep upgrading your own skills even after you graduate from college. Take on certain, maybe enroll for certain courses. Students should enroll on their own. Tell us a little about that.
So for my current role, yes, there are some relevant, skills that you are expected to come with, beyond which it's great to upgrade with a lot of tools that are available to you online. I think it is extremely crucial that beyond what is prescribed to you from an institution, it's extremely important that you know what are your strengths. For instance, the first skill that a senior leader is expected to have is negotiation skills. And, something, a course on that will definitely set you apart. It could be people handling, because we are a people-centric industry. At the end of the day, your smile has to be natural, and the last one down the line has to have the natural smile. So how do you make sure it comes from within? How do you invest in your human capital? That is extremely crucial. The third piece is to be constantly upgrading yourself on the new trends. Like, say, for instance, you have someone in F&B, and I've been in F&B for 2 years. It's very, very crucial that you know what are the latest bartending trends. What kind of outlets work in today's time? Given the situation, what is the hygiene and sanitation standard a five-star hotel is expected to deliver? These are just food for thought. I'm sure every individual would find other topics of interest, but do it. That's my only suggestion to people out there. Go and invest in that time. You will not regret it. That will set you apart.
Absolutely. I think that's very, very valuable advice that you've just shared with our students. I mean, taking this ahead and what you've spoken about this, as you just mentioned this, what are the new trends that we can look forward to post-COVID now?
Ritu, honestly speaking, it's been 11 years of a very, very similar trend and kind of an upscale graph of the hospitality industry. This situation in 2020 has made the hotel industry get into a sharper focus on hygiene and cleanliness across all areas. There is enhanced focus like nobody else, and never in the past. While we already had elevated standards, it's a zero tolerance level now. So we are expecting clinical levels of precision across all areas. And that is something which will be expected of all disciplined leaders, all budding hoteliers, to make sure that they're aligned to this. It's the faster you get used to the new normal, the easier it is for you to adapt and lead that change. It is a tough change, but a very, very promising future if we accept the change. Basically, now it's a time to be ahead of the game by being the first one to implement all that makes a difference in terms of this.
True. Absolutely. Yes, you're absolutely correct. And it's very important for even, even the budding hoteliers for that matter to understand how important it is, because change is the only constant and they need to keep changing themselves and keep adapting to change and be open to change in order to adapt to that. Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ms. Devidyuti Ghosh here with us, who's the Director of Rooms at the JW Marriott, Kolkata. Thank you, Devi, once again for taking time out and being here with us. I know you've been a little tied up.
Pleasure's all mine.
Great. Devi, tell me, what advice would you have for these, for the youngsters today?
My advice to all the youngsters is enjoy the tenure you have in your college. I think this is the best time that you will spend in a lifetime. And I think it includes all of it, from shaping you as an individual, learning what you will apply in the years to come. The second piece is prepare and take the focus of campus placements extremely seriously, because it does help. I don't think there's any other way, honestly speaking. And you need to make sure that your brand is built from today. Your whether it's current affairs, whether it's reading up on curriculum, whether it is excelling in debates, whether it's excelling in group discussions, it develops your personality. Hotels aren't the only industry we are able to adjust to. There are several industries out there. This is the skill set that they look for. Lastly, pay attention to grooming. There is nothing that sets you apart more than a well turned out individual in front of you. The first impression makes or breaks the whole impression. It is very true. So that is my piece of advice. I would wish them all the very best. And I think there are a lot of young minds. I have personally mentored several students of IIHM in the past 12 years. And I have seen spectacular products from there. And I know Calcutta has a lot of reasons to be proud of, because we've got this institute which actually makes superb students come up. So I'm sure the career is bright ahead. I remain available at the hotel or on my email for anything that I could help with.
Yes. Lovely. And I'm sure they'll benefit largely. And if they follow your advice, and yes, we have had, of course, our youngsters from IIHM who have joined Marriott as voyagers. And
absolutely,
of course, your guidance has been really valued by them. Jamina, thank you so much for joining in. But before we sign out, what would your message be to the youngsters who have just maybe finished school and are considering pursuing hospitality as a career? What would your message be to them?
My message to them would be to listen to their heart and take the plunge just as I did, and believe in it 100%. There will be no looking back since then. That's the message.
Great. Thank you so much once again. It was really nice talking to you on this show, and thank you once again for joining us today. And we wish you all the very best.
We wish all of you the very, very best as well. And thank you. It's lovely interacting with you and your great team. So thank you.
Thank you. Wish you all the best. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. And we are signing out of the IIHM Kolkata studio.
Signing off. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.